Hello everybody, it's Katie from Katie Writes Stuff, and it's the 26th of March, which means it's the deadline for sewing the 70s. And the question on everyone's lips must surely be, did I make it? I had 7 days to finish off a sleeve, block and sew up a jumper, do a neckband, adjust a skirt pattern, sew a skirt pattern, have a little meltdown, and I recorded all of it. Well, I didn't actually have a meltdown, sorry. Spoiler alert. I'm not going to answer the question straight away. You'll have to watch the videos and see. Hello and welcome to my headless torso and also the first day of my Sewing the 70s week. Today I have been doing a lot of this. So much knitting. Yeah, so I got to knit quite a bit today, and I have to because I need to finish this sleeve. I just did from the decreases for the start of the shoulders or the armholes up to there. So I've done a fair bit of it today, and I am approaching the end. The jumper is the thing I'm most worried about. Sorry, it seems really weird to be talking to you with my hands. So the jumper is the thing I'm most worried about because it's going to take a lot of time hand sewing. And actually the thing I am 100% concerned with is that the forecast for the weather is quite good on the weekend, and I'm not sure I want to be wearing a woolly jumper and a heavy woolen skirt for a 28 degree or 30 degree day. This is the back of the jumper being blocked. I put this down to be blocked yesterday, and as it is quite hot, they should be pretty much finished by now. This is where my cat likes to sit to help me. There's my sewing machine under a tea towel with a chicken on it. This is mess I need for sewing and stuff. And over here we have a cat in a box. Oh, it's so helpful. Welcome to day 2 of my week of sewing the 70s. I've had to change out of my work clothes. They are now dripping on the floor somewhere as I got caught in a rainstorm when I got out of the train, and literally in 5 seconds I was more rain than Katie. So that was fun. But on the upside, look, there are 2 sleeves for the jumper. The parts are complete. And I've sewn one of the shoulder seams together on the front and back parts, so hopefully I'll be able to finish the other part tonight, pick up the stitches for the collar, put these to block. I have also adjusted my skirt pattern, but I think I could have done it a different way, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit, but I'm at the point where I'll just see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? I can ruin a bit of material. I have a lot more, so it should be fine. So I will just get on with that, focus on drying myself out a little bit more, and I will catch you all up tomorrow. We are now at day 4. There was no day 3 because I had my concert band rehearsals then, and I spent my time eating fish and chips instead. We just got back from the very exciting task of doing our tax returns, and I'm not gonna lie, desperation is starting to sink in. I have pretty much 2 days to finish everything, and for one of those days I'll be at work, so who knows what I'll be wearing on Sunday morning. I will keep you updated. Day 5, not 10, 5, and we have a neckband. Oh, I'm so relieved this fits over my head, which is obviously the #1 indicator of a successful neckband, but it does, and it's looking quite nice. I like the little cable-y pattern. It is obviously missing some sleeves, and it will obviously need to be attached to the back, but that will happen sometime between now and Sunday. I also have this, which I assure you is the back part of a skirt. I really need to get as much done of this tonight as I can because it's obviously cut on the bias, so it really needs to hang for at least a day before I can hem it. I should let you know in advance, it may not be hemmed by Sunday, but hopefully it will be a skirt by Sunday. We'll just see how it goes. Fade to day 6. Here we are on day 6, and I was having my breakfast and watching YouTube videos because I've left my book at work, which is great on a weekend. I'm currently watching Gabardashery's latest video, which is very long, but she's so enjoyable to listen to. I thought I would watch the video and do some sewing up of my jumper. And because I'm sewing up with mattress stitch, which I think is just magic, I thought I would video it and give you a sort of kind of useless tutorial because you won't be able to see the detail, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm picking up the little loop in between each stitch on either side of the seam. So I do it in pairs. First the right side, then the left side. I'm not pulling it tight yet. As you go along, you sort of leave it loose, do a few combos. I'll do one more. Yep. Great commentary, right? But what can you say? When you've connected a few of the loops like that and you have a sort of ladder or crisscross ladder going there, you hold where it's joined and then you pull and it just zips it up and it looks like there's no seam at all. So yes, amazingly, I finished everything. We won't talk about the hem of the skirt because it doesn't need one, surely. It's a knit fabric, it'll be fine. No, I'm going to hem it. It just hasn't had time to hang and settle. And because I actually quite like the length of the skirt as it is, I'm going to do another of my favourite bias bound invisible hems. Because I want to keep as much of the length as possible. Just to recap, my choices were this blue skirt here, which I adjusted, and this blue jumper here. I love the skirt. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I was having a small panic that my adjustment was really slapdash and could have been done a different way, but it didn't materially damage materially, that's a pun, sorry about that. It didn't materially damage anything. It still sits nicely and I feel it's very 70s and I'm going to wear it a lot when it gets cooler. The main reason I'm not wearing either of my garments right now is it's quite warm. And the jumper, it's warm and cozy and I love the cable pattern and it was a lot of fun to knit. I think it's one of the best neckbands I've ever picked up and knitted. But the style just doesn't suit me. It tends to exaggerate the bust department and I do not require any exaggeration of said bust department. I'm so proud of myself for finishing everything before the deadline. I fully expected I'd be sewing things this morning, but I wasn't. Instead, I was wandering around there outside of the house looking for places to film. I even did all the hooks and eyes on the waistband. I used old hooks and eyes. I have new ones that are sort of silvery, but I just felt the black ones would pick up the black in the pattern, which nobody would know about except myself. It just felt more authentic. The zip is on the right side, so I'm doing quite well with that. I had a little panic at first that it was going to be too big because I was sort of trying it on before I did the waistband, but thankfully the waistband's a bit smaller than the skirt pieces, so you have to ease it in and it fits perfectly, so I'm very excited about that. But it was a lot of fun to do this, to choose the pattern and the fabric and to actually get something done because there's a deadline. I work best with deadlines. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone else's sewing the 70s outfits, so I'll be having a trawl around the internet after this and seeing how everyone else is interpreted. And thank you to the Stylist Seamstress for thinking up the idea because it has been fun and it's my first proper challenge. Very exciting. And even if the jumper isn't quite my style, I love the skirt to bits. Yeah, and that is me for today. I will be back next week with my plans for April. Still can't quite believe we're this close to April. Until then, keep up all your good work with sewing and knitting and improving the world one garment at a time. I'm not sure how that works, but we're doing it. And I'll see you all again next week. Goodbye.